Hello, WWE Universe, and here we are. Welcome to the review of looking at the results more like of WrestleMania 34, the big show of the year, taking place right here, right now. We're going to take a look at everything that went down in New Orleans for WrestleMania 34. So, we're going to focus on the kickoff matches. Now, before the kickoff matches actually began, you'll probably have noticed, if you did see, you'll notice John Cena was in the crowd, sitting next to near front row. Obviously, he said, he basically said on Raw, pro to WrestleMania, that if the Undertaker wouldn't show up, he'll be a fan. So he certainly did that for a bit of the night. But I personally think it was a setup. It was all a setup, this whole Cena Undertaker thing, and you'll get what I'm talking about when we get to that section of the night when something amazing finally happens and we finally get that moment. Anyway, so let's go through the matches, shall we? So the first one in the kickoff would be the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. This is where, of course, Matt the Woken Hardy would win the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, but he didn't do it alone, because I thought for 1 minute Jeff Hardy would show up as his brother Neo gimmick. We would finally get to see Jeff, given the fact that he was in the Hall of Fame recently. Many people were speculating, could Jeff Hardy be showing up at WrestleMania? Could he finally show up with Matt Hardy during the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, along with Samoa Joe in that? But still no sign of them in the Battle Royal. Don't know why. I guess they're being saved for tonight instead on Raw. But interesting thing is that Bray Wyatt was the one to save Matt Hardy and has joined the Woken Revolution, you could say. I mean, that was something. Seeing Bray Wyatt become a goodie. I mean, the last time they tried to do it was around WrestleMania 32, when Bray Wyatt, after he got beaten up by John Cena and The Rock, they tried to be goodies to help Roman Reigns. But then they kind of went back to their evil portrayal. So it's a bit unusual. Anyway, so the Woken Hardy wins the 5th annual Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. He's the first Battle Royal winner of the night. And then we come to the Cruiserweight Championship tournament, where Ciro Alexandra would face Mister Allah. And they battle for the Cruiserweight Championship, and Ciro Alexandra would, outsmart his former, his friend, and manage to win the Cruiserweight Championship tournament, becoming the brand new Cruiserweight Champion as he leads the 205 Live program as the top champion of the division, which is really cool for him. So he finally has his moment by becoming the new Cruiserweight Champion. And then, of course, we come to the WrestleMania Women's Battle Royal. Unfortunately, we didn't see any Bella Twins. We didn't see any Trish Stratus's. So if you're hoping for that sort of moment to happen in the Battle Royal, then think again. It didn't happen. However, though, there were some faces from NXT, particularly Peyton Royce was one of the many faces from NXT who took part in the Battle Royal. At least they had, Becky Lynch. They had Natalia, they had Carmella take part, they had a few other familiar faces that you've seen for the last year. And then, of course, Bayley and Sasha. Now, why I'm bringing up Bayley and Sasha here is because there's something very important here about these two that we might need to keep an account on, and particularly when it comes to Raw tonight, because something tells me, given the fact of how Bayley betrayed Sasha, which I like to say betrayed Sasha. I wouldn't see this as a good guy sort of move, but there was a point in the match where we all thought it was going to be Bayley and Sasha, the final two people in the Battle Royal, and then out of the blue, Bayley was going to be friendly, say, okay, all right, I'm going to forgive you, Sasha, and then literally throws her over the top. And many people went wild, like, is this the moment? Is this the moment that WWE are going to finally turn a heel? That's what I thought. I thought, hey, this is the heel Bayley that many people were talking about. Is this that heel Bayley that we were speculating on for weeks? I would like to assume because of the fact that and then eventually she would get eliminated by Naomi. Naomi would win the Battle Royal, but part of me likes to believe that, yeah, I think this is the beginning of the heel Bayley, because the fact that she betrayed Sasha, but then realized that she didn't win the match, and you can tell how desperate she wanted to win the match. You can tell this is one of the moves that WWE are likely to go for a heel's turn here, because, well, it's the it's the better option here, because, especially if you wanted to win a Battle Royal and become the first ever woman to win the Battle Royal, and Bayley thought she won the match, you would definitely turn heel, because you'll be angry and annoyed that you thought you had the match won. You thought you eliminated your former friend to win the match, but yeah, I could definitely see Bayley doing something to Sasha again on Raw. Definitely, I definitely see some sort of a heel turn in the works for Raw this evening. Wouldn't be too surprised if it happens, to be honest, because she's already proven it during the Battle Royal by throwing Sasha over the top. Fans obviously loved it, so why would Triple H not want to turn a heel at this point? I mean, it all adds up, especially from the actions that we saw from Bayley in this match. It almost tells me, hey, they're going to turn her heel, So, yeah, I definitely see some sort of a heel turn Bayley in the works here. But however, though, we come to the main show where we would see Seth Rollins facing The Miz and Finn Balor. Obviously, Miz is was the previous Intercontinental Champion, defending the gold at WrestleMania. Finn Balor hasn't won the title. Seth Rollins, keep in mind, is just one title victory away from becoming a Grand Slam winner. And the fact I mentioned right there, Grand Slam winner, I think it was safe to say that Triple H and the WWE were going to obviously put Seth Rollins in the Grand Slam category, because, well, Seth Rollins did it. He finally becomes the Intercontinental Champion for the first time in his career. He finally wins the gold, and he's now, alongside his brother-in-arms, Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose, becoming Grand Slam winners of the company, which is pretty huge. Pretty huge for Seth Rollins to finally get himself in the Grand Slam catalogs, which is really, well, in the books more like. So, big win for Seth, finally winning the Intercontinental title in New Orleans at WrestleMania. So then we come to, now this is a one that many people are sort of, in a way, upset. Yeah, I think there's quite a lot of people upset about this one. Well, the first of many upset matches that fans were complaining on Twitter. I saw the complaints, so these people will know what I'm talking about when I bring this up. But the Charlotte Flair-Asuka match for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Many people, especially a lot of people, actually came into this, were coming to WrestleMania looking at this up. Well, many people were looking at WrestleMania and looking at the fact that how Asuka performs. Many people were assuming Asuka was going to defeat Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania. Many people saw it coming because of the fact that she won the Royal Rumble. She's been undefeated up to this point. And many people are saying, hey, you know what? She's going to beat Charlotte Flair. She's going to make a name for herself at WrestleMania. Well, that didn't happen. That didn't happen, because once again in New Orleans, another streak gets broken. Because what does Triple H and the crew do? They put Charlotte in the winning position. And that means the fans are going to be stunned by the fact that Asuka had just been beaten for the first time. And even the look at people's faces, is pretty much the same reaction or a slightly lessened reaction to when The Undertaker lost his streak in the same arena 4 years ago. So I find it really interesting that they let Asuka lose her streak at WrestleMania. That's something. That's something, you can't bring the streak back now. Once you lost it, you lost it. You can't reverse the decision, people. It's just not possible. So, yeah, Charlotte Flair was the one to beat Asuka all this time. That is something. That is something. So, wow. I know a lot of people are not happy about the decision, but still, I mean, Asuka took it well. I mean, I have to give Asuka credit for taking it really well. Given the fact that she knew a lot of fans would be upset by this, she took it really well. I'm glad that she took it well. So, well done for Asuka for taking this, disappointment in really well, and knowing that the fans would be disappointed to see her streak end. At least she decided to pick up a microphone and say, congratulate Charlotte, and try to get people behind Charlotte, which is interesting that Asuka would do that. But hey, that was Asuka saying, hey, don't hate on Charlotte. Charlotte was just wanting to show how good she is. So you got to give Asuka credit for that. And then, of course, we have the United States Championship match where Randy Orton would defend the title against Bobby Roode, Jinder Mahal, and Rusev. And a lot of people were chanting Rusev Day because everybody knows what day it is, don't we? Especially we know what Monday is, do we? Yeah, I can definitely hear the sounds of Rusev Day, especially on Monday morning. But unfortunately, Rusev Day didn't get that victory because what happens? Jinder Mahal decides to outsmart Rusev and become, for the very first time, the United States champion. So, man, WWE seem to be liking Jinder Mahal so much they have to put the United States title on him. When this time last year, he was about to get ready to become a WWE champion. Like, what's going on? I mean, why is Triple H liking Jinder Mahal so much? I don't understand. Like several years ago, you hated the bugger, and now you like him all of a sudden. What happened here? Like, something happened over the last few years that made Triple H say, yeah, you know what? Just let's put the United States Championship on him because he's been good. He's had the WWE title for half of the year last year. I mean, I would love to see what he does with the US title. A random decision, if anything, but hey ho. Yeah, so we have a new US champion, and Jinder Mahal's taking over it. Anyways, in fact, something else I forgot to bring up, and in fact, I'll bring it up in just a bit. But anyway, Kurt Angle and Ronda Rousey. Yes, Ronda Rousey's debut in WWE, taking on Triple H and Stephanie McMahon. Man, Ronda Rousey, man, like, she excited the fans so much. I mean, the way and the fact that she even went face to face with Triple H as well, like, the first ever woman to ever punch down a male competitor. I mean, that's something. That is something for Ronda Rousey to try and break the arm of Triple H in front of the world. Like, no one ever saw that coming. No one saw that Ronda Rousey would put her hands on Triple H during the match. That is something to take in right there. And then, obviously, putting the final touches on the broken arms of Stephanie McMahon by making a tap. I mean, that was something. So Ronda Rousey and Kurt Angle leave victorious in their mixed tag match against Triple H and Stephanie. And obviously you can probably tell that Stephanie broke her arm because the A&Es or the medical guys came to her after the match. So it's quite clear she pretty much broken it, to be honest. But anyways, so yeah, big win for Kurt Angle and Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey winning her debut WrestleMania match. So we'll see what she's like for the rest of the year. Anyway, and then we have the Usos versus the New Day versus the Bigalden brothers, Luke Harper and Eric Rollins, hoping to win the SmackDown Tag Team Championships in a triple threat. And, well, Luke Harper and Eric Rollins literally destroyed Usos and the New Day. I mean, the Usos and the New Day didn't even have a chance against these guys. I mean, these guys literally crushed them. Like, there was bodies everywhere. Like, I mean, they even put Xavier Wood right next to the ring post. Like, if that doesn't injure him, I don't know what will. But, I mean, literally, the dominance between these two is just, the way these two dominated this match was just, it almost felt pretty much very close to Brock Lesnar's dominance. Very close. And they won the titles. They become the new SmackDown Tag Champions, and they literally dominated the entire match, and they won the triple threat. New Day and Usos couldn't even survive a second with these guys in the match. Like, there was no getting away from these guys. Like, these guys knew they had to take out the New Day, take out all three members, and then they take out the Usos in between, and then they just come out and literally win the titles. So, dominance is the way to say it. And then, of course, we come to the moment, the John Cena WrestleMania moment, because it was during the Charlotte Flair and Asuka match, a referee would come to John Cena and say, hey, I just received information that Undertaker's here. And he was like, nah, don't fool me, mate. Don't fool me. Undertaker's not going to be here. I've tried asking this guy out, and he didn't show up. And then obviously Cena was like, oh, are you serious? And then he decides to go back to the actual, like, goes right at the back. And I was like, interesting. What is Cena trying to do? He was literally running his way right up the ramp. Like, this is unusual for Cena, because Cena wasn't in his wrestling gear, but he literally went up the ramp like he knew something was about to happen. Like, he knew that he needed to get ready for this. So then eventually we come to the moment where John Cena comes down the ramp, and then eventually the same referee, or I think it's pretty much the same referee, who comes back down again and tells him, oh, I'm sorry I lied to you, man, but Undertaker's not coming. So he went down earlier, well, not so long within the beginning of the show, telling Cena, hey, Undertaker's coming. And then next minute, Cena gets told he's not coming. And then all of a sudden the lights go out. Everyone's going crazy, like, oh my God, is it The Undertaker? And then what do? They put Eliza Sampson, trying to be like, trying to make him look like he's The Undertaker for a minute. And I'm like, come on. Like, I know you want to give this guy a WrestleMania moment, but seriously? Eliza Sampson? Seriously? Like, a guy with a guitar, is that the best they got here? Like, come on. Like, I mean, he was meant to be in the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, and we didn't even see him in the bloody Battle Royal. Yeah, in fact, that is a point, actually. How come when they did WWE Now live streams throughout the week, they kept saying Eliza Sampson was going to be in the Andre the Giant Battle Royal? He wasn't even in the bloody Battle Royal. What the hell was that about? Like, Hunter, explained to me why he was not in the Battle Royal like it was previously announced. Is this some kind of a joke to him, that he likes to trick people and think, oh, yeah, Eliza Sampson shouldn't be in the Battle Royal. He should annoy Cena. Yeah, but Cena's already proven to him that he can kick the guy's ass. I mean, did you not see what happened to him when he confronted Cena at the end of the year? He got beat. He got beat by Cena. Like, dude, they've already had segments before. We didn't need another one for WrestleMania. We didn't want the repeat of what we saw at the end of in December when Cena confronted this guy. Like, come on, it's just I don't understand why they had to put Eliza Sampson, in front of Cena, and you can tell Cena was pissed. You can tell he was pissed, and we were pissed as well. We were like, come on, get over it. Yes, Eliza Sampson might sing, but is he really that worth of a WrestleMania moment? Not really. Not really at all. We couldn't really care less. what he does. To be honest, I'd rather wait until he's actually getting this music thing out of his head and actually starts wrestling for once in his life. You know, like come on. Anyway. And then eventually he decides to mock Cena, saying Cena sucks and everything like that. He gets his ass whipped again because, well, I think it's kind of a common theme. Whenever you get in front of Cena and you take the piss out of him, you're going to get taken down. So, yeah. So Eliza Sampson thought he was clever, but it just wasn't good enough. So, congratulations, Eliza Sampson, for pissing off the fans last night. Anyway. And then, of course... we finally, after that annoying Eliza Sampson moment, something finally happens. John Cena's music stops. And we were like, wait, what? Cena's music stopped. What is this normal? And then the lights go out again. We see the Undertaker's clothing, the same clothing he left in that ring last WrestleMania. And then there was electrocutions hits it. The lights go out, lights go back on, no clothing. And Cena was like, what the hell's going on? Like, is he here? Is he not here? What is this? And then eventually, the Undertaker's music starts hitting it, and everyone was like, oh my God, it's really here. He's really here. Like, we finally got the Undertaker at last after that annoying Eliza Sampson segment. He finally comes out about flipping time as well, because people were like, why would the Undertaker allow Eliza Sampson to come before him? Like, if I was the Undertaker, I would kick the guy's ass out of the arena. I would tombstone this guy on top of the stage to shut him up, you know? I mean, does Undertaker really want this Eliza Sampson guy to come before him? No, I don't think so. Especially if I was the Undertaker, I would tombstone this guy right on top of the stage, shut the head, drag him off the stage, and let's focus on Cena, because that's what the people want to see. They want to see that dream match we've been talking about, you know? So, yeah, Undertaker finally arrives, and the referee was like, is this really happening? Like, he was literally gobsmacked. Like, he didn't know what to do. He was like, okay, I guess we're just going with it, I guess. So Cena was like, you know what, let's put on the match. But, well, I can tell you now, especially the way the Undertaker beat Cena. Like he literally dominated Cena. Like, this is probably the first time Cena hadn't got even an advantage on the Undertaker. Like, every move he tried to hit on him, Undertaker had a counter for it. Like, whenever he tried to do his "you can't see me" stuff, Undertaker sat up. Like, this guy, he wasn't messing around. The Undertaker wasn't messing around at all. He knew Cena was coming for a fight, right? So, what does he do? He basically chokeslams Cena just like he did all those years ago, and then eventually he tombstones Cena, beats Cena in front of the world, which many people describe as a squash match, which I guess that's what you could call it. But my God, man, Cena got beat in probably the shortest amount of time in a WrestleMania match. This is probably the first time Cena's had probably the shortest WrestleMania match in history of his career. He has never been beaten in that that quick before. So my mind was thinking, you know what, especially the way that Cena got, the fact that Cena got tombstone, he got humiliated. If I was Cena right now, I would come to Monday Night Raw, I would look at the people, try to be nice, pretend to be nice, and then say, bullshit, I'm calling the Undertaker out again. Like, I expect to see a heel Cena come out tonight. I expect to see a heel Cena come out on Monday Night Raw, and you're literally going ballistic, because if I was John Cena and I just got beat by the Undertaker in a short amount of time, I would come out as a heel guy, because you wouldn't have any of that. You wouldn't even accept that defeat. You wouldn't accept it. You would say, no, this is not what I wanted from a WrestleMania match. I wanted a really good damn WrestleMania match. And Undertaker, all he wanted to do was finish me off. So, you know what? It wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me if Cena becomes the heel here, because judging from the fact the Undertaker, you know Undertaker's is gonna be involved with this guy again. You know it's gonna happen, because the fact that the Undertaker thinks he's done he's beaten Cena, he's on top of the world. But my guesses would be this is going to lead to a John Cena heel turn. I'm seeing it now. It's like Cena couldn't even counter the Undertaker, and he's probably going to be annoyed as hell when he comes to Raw, and expect this guy to get booed out of the building. Like, oh my goodness, I can experience it now. The fact that Cena is going, you're going to have fans booing this guy, and then Cena, he'll have some fans cheering for him. And then Cena's going to be in a very peed-off mood, especially after what happened, man. Yeah. So Undertaker literally beat Cena. That dream match was literally turned into a squash match. Or perhaps there's more to come. We'll have to wait and see, won't we? Anyway, the next match would be the Daniel Bryan's return, joining with Shane McMahon to take on Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. And what can I say? Daniel Bryan is back in his prime again. Obviously, he did get attacked by Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn at the start of the match, which many people believe he may have been injured at that point, which he didn't. I mean, he looked all right towards the end of the match, but you never know. We'll have to see if he's okay. He should be all right, but yeah, Daniel Bryan, Shane McMahon beats Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, and they are still out of the WWE because they couldn't beat Daniel Bryan or Shane McMahon. So Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are a goddess for now, for the looks of things. So that's pretty cool. Now, in terms of the WrestleMania record, in case you're wondering how many people had attended WrestleMania this year, I can tell you that the numbers for this year's WrestleMania, in regards to how many people would take part in WrestleMania this year, over 78,133 million people, took part actually attended WrestleMania 34 this year, which became the 6th most attended WrestleMania record in history. Like, that's pretty big, right? That's pretty big. However, though, WrestleMania 32 is at the top. WrestleMania 3 is the second highest. WrestleMania 29 is the third highest. WrestleMania 23 was the 4th highest WrestleMania attendance. And then you've got WrestleMania 28 that still beats WrestleMania 34 with 78,363. So big ups to WrestleMania 34 for becoming the 6th most attended WrestleMania in history, which is really good for WrestleMania. So well done to the audience for making those numbers reality. Great on you. Alrighty, so they were the attendance records for WrestleMania, and then we come to the match that I know a lot of people are wondering. We'll see if many people care about the match, but Nia Jax and Alexa Bliss battling for the Raw Women's Championship. Nia Jax is obviously the goodie here because after everything that Alexa Bliss has done to Nia Jax in the bullying terms, I think it's safe to say that Alexa Bliss was going to try and hopefully have the help. She was hoping to get the help from Mickie James, but it failed because Nia Jax able to knock out Mickie James before the start of the match or during the start of the match, and this led to Nia Jax dominating the match. Alexa Bliss tried to fight her way out, but unfortunately it was no good because Nia Jax would then do her signature move from the top of the ring post. 1, 2, 3. Nia Jax has finally become the Raw Women's Champion. So big ups to Nia Jax becoming the new Raw Women's Champion, beating Alexa Bliss at WrestleMania. So big ups to Nia Jax. She's now a fan favorite. I'm pretty sure she will be by the time by the time we progress throughout the year. She'll certainly be. Now, then we come to the WWE Championship match where AJ Styles takes on Shinsuke Nakamura for the WWE Championships. This is a dream match for SmackDown. Obviously, both men desperate to win the championship. Well, AJ Styles hoping to retain, Shinsuke Nakamura hoping to win the gold. Shinsuke Nakamura was about to win the match, and then AJ Styles literally surprised us with that counter over Shinsuke Nakamura to be able to win the match. AJ Styles wins the dream match and keeps the WWE Championship alive. But the thing that really gets us talking regarding Shinsuke Nakamura was the fact that he low-blowed AJ Styles. Like, Shinsuke Nakamura becoming a heel at WrestleMania, that was unexpected. I didn't see that coming. I was like, whoa, Shinsuke Nakamura, man. Like, wow, you've become a heel all of a sudden. Like, man, that's something. And then he knocks out AJ Styles with his finisher at the end. That was huge, man. Shinsuke Nakamura knocking out AJ Styles. I'm telling you now, the next time these two meet, it'll be very interesting to see if Shinsuke Nakamura wins the WWE Championship. It should be very interesting if that happens. And then, of course, we have Braun Strowman's Raw Tag Team title match against The Bar, who were the current champions, Sheamus and Cesaro. And then Braun Strowman decides to find a partner, but you'll probably be find it a bit weird of who he chooses as his partner. He actually chooses a person called Nicholas, a 10-year-old boy, who actually gets the honor to work with Braun Strowman for the Raw Tag Team Championships. And many people were thinking, what is this about? Why is he chosen a 10-year-old boy become to become his partner for the tag team titles? Like, that's really, really interesting. So Braun Strowman basically, along with Nicholas, would end up defeating Sheamus and Cesaro to win the Raw Tag Team Championships. And man, that was something. I mean, Braun Strowman and Nicholas, the Raw Tag Team Champions. Wow. Braun Strowman certainly made a name for himself at WrestleMania, finding a partner through the fans and working with a young boy, making a 10-year-old a tag champion. That's something, man. That's something. Anyways, and then we come to the main event. Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship. This is the moment where we were hoping to find out if Roman Reigns will become the new Universal Champion. But it didn't happen. It did not happen because Brock Lesnar literally dominated the match. Roman Reigns was bleeding from the top of the head, and Brock Lesnar leaves still Universal Champion. So Roman Reigns fails to defeat Brock Lesnar, which is, man, the look of his face at the end of the match tells the story right there. Like, Roman Reigns believed he was going to beat Brock Lesnar, and he didn't do it. So, man, that was a bit of a, and I can tell a lot of people were very, said it was an awful match, which, yeah, I mean, it's possible it was. And man, Brock Lesnar literally dominating Roman Reigns, coming out victorious, still the Universal Champion. It begs the question, who's going to beat Brock Lesnar? Who's going to beat him for the title? We'll hopefully find out on Raw, I guess. But, man, that is something. That is something. So, Brock Lesnar beating Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, finally pinning Roman Reigns. That's something, man. So, yeah. So there you go. That is basically WrestleMania 34. Which, yeah, I mean, there's a few moments. I mean, I'm glad that Nia Jax has won the Raw Women's title. It's great to see The Undertaker again. It was great to see Ronda Rousey win her first match. Daniel Bryan returning into in-ring competition. Obviously, the dream match that ended with a shocker. AJ Styles winning, but then Nakamura shocking the world with a low blow at the end. And then obviously Bayley throwing out Sasha, signalizing a heel turn from Bayley. Man, that was just something, man. That was something. But either way, at least we had a few moments in WrestleMania that were definitely worth watching. So there you go. That is WrestleMania 34, and we'll have our next WrestleMania April the 5th next year. WrestleMania 35 live in MetLife Stadium. That is when we'll have our next WrestleMania this time next year when we go to New Jersey for WrestleMania 35. So I hope, like I said, I want to hear from you guys. Did you enjoy WrestleMania? What was your favorite match, your highlight of WrestleMania? And I'll be coming back tomorrow to discuss Monday Night Raw. See what came out of Raw and who debuts on Monday Night Raw and whether there's any surprises along the way. So stay tuned, my friends. We're definitely looking forward to seeing what is going to transpire on Monday Night Raw. So see you then tomorrow as we discuss the fallout from WrestleMania on Monday Night Raw. See you then.